Okay guys, I'm here today with New Melanson, huge honor for me. Guys, one of the best instructors on BJJFanatics.com. And today he's gonna show us here, he just shot an entire instruction all about shoulder pin guard. And today he's gonna show us here one of his favorite techniques from there. And Neil, can you explain a little more, what's the shoulder pin guard?
Well, it's a shoulder pin. It's also called the Williams guard. I had been doing it, and I was actually putting it in my book as shoulder pin before I heard it referred to as the Williams guard. So it's the same thing, it's whatever you want to call it. And it's just a trapping system, and it's a high guard system, similar to rubber guard. Doesn't require flexibility. Most of you guys are familiar with it, at least with the Williams guard terminology of it. And I'm just going to show a technique that it's kind of seems like a gi choke. I call it, some guys call it the Neil knot. I just call it, the knot, shoulder pin knot. But yeah, it's the same thing. And yeah, I'm just going to demonstrate it on Justin.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Now the good parts about shoulder pin is it's extremely tight. Okay. The down things about shoulder pin is it's extremely tight. So once you have them in the right position, you lock it up, you got it. But a lot of times, if you lock it too soon, it's very hard to adjust because you've killed all the space, and you're gonna have to fight your butt off just to get an inch of your hips out. So I don't recommend going to the shoulder pin right away. Instead, I recommend working an overhook first. Get your hips in position, get your legs in position, then go to the shoulder pin, and then it's a cinch. Okay, so that's my benefit, because when you have an overhook and you can use your legs, you can shift offline, you can stretch out, you can attack the base, you can do a lot of things. Whereas once you go shoulder pin, you're locked in now, and you don't want to rely on flexibility. I mean, unless you're extremely flexible, in which case you probably should be doing rubber guard. Okay, so we're going to start off, and I'm just going to start with an overhook here on Justin. And what I'm going to do from this position is just going to move and kind of get a frame to make it kind of a dominant overhook. Now I could use my head as well and replace it, but this is nice as well. The big thing when you're here, you don't want your elbow exposed, so keep your elbow tucked. So that way he doesn't lift this, that's a problem. So don't be lazy with that. Keep it in. And so you can even figure 4 if you have it. Okay, now I'm going to shift offline. And when I do this, I'm trying to fight to get my knee inside a little bit. All right, you don't have to fight it just yet. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna push on his shoulder down as I bring this up. And now when I lock here, what I'm gonna try to do is lock my hands. You can do a 3-finger grip if you wanna have some more cutting power. If you don't need that, a simple gable's fine. And what I wanna do, this is the biggest thing, I'm not so much gonna hug him, and I'm not gonna push him away. I'm going to push him down towards his legs. That's because this is his AC joint, the collarbone connecting to the shoulder. That's weak. If I even dig my knuckle in there, you can see it's uncomfortable. Never mind all this power down. So there's no chance in hell he's going to stack me. And if he does, he's not going anywhere. It's very uncomfortable. So it's going to hurt. And that's what we want to do, because we cause that pain, we create stability. Okay? And by squeezing my knees with it, it gives me a lot of positive control. So when I'm here, you can see he's not going anywhere. Now, the other thing is I don't want to expose my foot because he's going to fight it. So I keep it curled, and sometimes I even cross my legs here. So I have nice, good control. Now from here, I'm going to start inching the game out. So I start inching, and getting my hand as deep on the shoulder as possible. Okay, I used to see Higan Machado do this grip right here. That's kind of where I got the idea. Okay, now from here, I'm going to lift under his chin. Now, if he could be fighting me on the outside, I could be having his wrist the whole time. I could be playing around, all that. Okay, just put it back. Okay, but this now I'm under his chin. I rifle, and I grab my leg close to his neck, and then I grab my own forearm, and I just squeeze. So here, you can see, if he stacks me, I'm nice and strong. There it is. It's very, very tight. But if you do it improperly, it could be a mess. So those little details are important. And if you don't want to spend a lot of energy, definitely use the overhook to get yourself in position first. And then you'll be able to go straight to the knot. You won't have to necessarily even lock your hands.
Oh, Neil, man, really, really cool, because I think first thing is almost like a surprise, right? The guy's not expecting that. He's thinking that you're probably going to go to the omoplata or something like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like almost like on Ezekiel. But you grab your shin,
Yeah.
and but the move with your second hand is almost like similar, right?
Yeah, no, you can do that, and if you can't reach, you can actually just, holding your own leg, you can just drive your fist in.
Man, that's
but if you
amazing.
can reach, it's even better.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the entire structure is all about this type of guard, like the shoulder pin or the
Yeah,
fitness guard. Or
and how to do it from half guard and then or full guard, and then sequences with snap guard. And I'm just going to show, because a lot of people, I see them trying to play it and they spend so much energy on it, and it's just because they're hugging, they're not framing right. And you know, I've taught it in certain areas, but I've had a lot of requests for it, so I'm just going to dive into it. And so people that buy it, they can actually master this thing, because it is frustrating to learn if you don't know what you're doing.
No, I got it.
Yeah,
no,
I spent a lot of years trying to
there's so
figure
many
it out.
attacks and details from there.
Yeah.
And it's cool because it matches a lot with the other type of instructors that you have put as well. Like all your guard system kind of relates it somehow to this type of guard too.
Yeah, well, I wasn't doing a lot of gi kind of stuff. So trying to figure out how to slow somebody down that's sweaty trying to hit me was a big sense of urgency.
I got it.
So if I could trap them and then I could hit them and slow things down, it was huge. But yeah, there's a lot of trial and error for sure.
No, man, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. Yeah, so guys, this entire instruction all about the shoulder pin guard is going to be on BJJFanatics.com soon. And maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there, so make sure to check that out. And thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Awesome. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.